Politicians and housing commentators say that restrictive zoning in cities, which limits housing construction, pushes up home prices. But our guest says the evidence for this is actually scanty, and he says the cost of land is a crucial driver. We're joined by Patrick Condon, a professor at the University of British Columbia who has more than 25 years of experience in urban design. Professor, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
My pleasure.
I mean, it seems like common sense, to use that phrase beloved of politicians, that if you allow, for example, multiplexes or apartments in areas previously zoned for single home housing, that it's going to increase the supply and bring down home costs, home prices. But it's not, the evidence is not there, you say?
The evidence is not there. We, for example, looked at the statistics for every center city in North America. That would include, in the Canadian context, certainly Vancouver and Toronto. And what we found is a correlation between adding housing, as they've done in Vancouver, where we've added 200%. We've tripled the amount of housing since 1970 here. And our reward has been the highest housing prices in North America, as measured against our average incomes. So the evidence is certainly not there. I think there's been a freight train of intuition going around, and government is an easy thing to blame because getting a permit can add friction to the whole operation of getting a building built. But what no one is really looking at is the consequence of adding additional density on land prices. Here in Vancouver, land prices constitute, on average, between 5 and 10 times more than the value of the building above. And we know that because the local assessment here separates land value from building value. And in some cases, empty lots are worth more than the same size lot in the same neighborhood with a building on it. So it's quite surprising to me that this fundamental fact has not been recognized by state or individuals or local government.
Can I cut you off for a second then? So you say and you touched on this, one of the fundamental issues here is that the land price soars when the density goes up, and that negates the impact of the higher density. It means houses get more expensive.
It means that, yeah, that's exactly right. And the per square foot. I mean, when you go from a single family home to a 10-unit condominium, often the square foot price of the new building is the same as the square foot price of the building that has been replaced. And where did that extra value go? It went basically into land value.
I mean, you have your chart is amazing. I think we can show it that Canadian cities have added a lot of housing over the past few decades, outpacing their population growth, or certainly we're talking about the center of the urban communities. But we've seen soaring house prices.
That's right. And that's because there's many factors behind that. But the basic factor behind that is that the investment opportunity in places like Vancouver and Toronto's center cities has dramatically improved. You can look at it that way. And that improvement is markedly showing up in the cost of the land to do a project. And land prices go up in tandem with the public approvals for additional density. So the irony is that city governments and provincial governments are hell-bent on just allowing additional density as if they think that's the answer to the question, but the result is that the prices have not gone down on a square foot basis.
You are the author of a book called Broken City, and the subtitle is Land Speculation, Inequality and Urban Crisis. And one of the arguments you make is that some cities, such as Vienna, have managed to capture the soaring value of land and for the public good. It doesn't all just go to speculators and the private sector. We're tight for time, but can you talk about how Canadian cities could learn from that model?
Well, I actually think, all right, just briefly on the Vienna model, that's been around for a long time, since the 1920s.
Right.
And they raised the taxes on on apartment buildings, essentially, which essentially drove down the land value. And they took the money that they gained from that tax source and used it to buy essentially urban land within the city. And that land was given over to nonprofit housing corporations. Now, over 50% of people in the city of Vienna live in nonprofit housing and at much lower rates than equivalent cities in other parts of Europe, such as Berlin and Paris. I want to also mention, though, that closer to home, Vancouver had a pretty good system, although they've fallen behind on it lately, I think, given this rush to just get rid of zoning and get rid of planning, essentially. But back in the 80s and 90s and into the aughts, they had a good system of when they did the very famous Yaletown Vancouverism development, which I was very fond of and participated in the discussions. The trick there was to take 80% of the new value of the land that was being upzoned. So 20% stayed with the landowner and 80% went to the city. And that was used for affordable housing and parks and community centers and daycare centers. So that's our own local example of the same thing. It's quite frustrating to me that now suddenly in our province and other parts of Canada and also throughout the United States, the inclination is just to say, oh, those taxes must be the reason why housing is more expensive. But in fact, it just drove down land price, and the taxes could be used to create a great city, which is what they did in Vancouver.
Professor, we're going to have to jump. Fascinating food for thought there, going against the beloved narrative we keep hearing. I hope you'll have time to come back soon to talk more about housing. Thank you very much.
I'd be glad to.
Patrick Condon, professor at the University of British Columbia. Coming up, hot picks.